they're in bloody good form. Since they lost their opening game of the Conference League to Zrinski, they have gone on a 7-game unbeaten run, I do believe. And that's just pretty nuts. And that obviously includes their win against Legia Warsaw, which was just pure chaos if nobody has seen the fallout of that off the pitch. Also on the pitch, because AZ actually got a red card in that game. This is quite a scary proposition, mate, going to Alkmaar. Obviously looking at the group, it's all even Stevens. We're all sharing points. And again, I got bantered for saying this the other week. This is a group of death. Like, genuinely, you don't know which way this is going to go. Anybody can qualify. Anybody can fall short. And that is what I quantify as a bit of a group of death. But they're currently sat second in the Bundesliga. They're fresh off a big 3-0 win in which their striker Evangelis Pavlidis has just scored a hat-trick in. I've completely butchered the pronunciation. I can't even pronounce pronunciation. and that means that he's obviously going to replicate the same form against us. But, I mean, you look at the squad, mate, there's a few names in there that, Premier League fans may recognise. Jordi Clasie, Bruno Martins Indy in the squad as well, I believe. Like, throwback to Stoke and Southampton there, respectively. Firmly, I don't even want to say punching above their weight, because the squad is actually pretty good, mate, and they have sort of been consistently good for the past 2.5 seasons in the Eredivisie. And I mean, it's kind of anyone's game at the moment when you see how poorly Ajax are doing, not only on the field but off the field. ESV currently top of that league as well. This is probably going to be our most difficult game in this group, isn't it, mate? This game at home and away. Obviously, we've got the away leg coming up first, which we're talking about now. This is going to be... I think whoever wins this one qualifies. I know it's early doors, but I think, you kind of put in some distance between us and the other sides as well. I think it's fair to say that whoever goes on to win this should, at the very least, get out of the group.
Yeah, absolutely. This is the big one. This is on paper, Villa's hardest games of the Europa Conference League group stages. They reached the semi-final. It's been well noted of the competition last season, where they fell short to the eventual winners, West Ham. But these guys are a serious outfit, and they are showing that in the Eredivisie. You look at kind of their start to the season, unbeaten. They would be near perfect, but for a draw against Heracles Almelo, that is keeping them off top spot. So that's currently occupied, as you rightly say, by PSV. Some very impressive wins recently. You mentioned that 3-0 win over Heerenveen. They beat Ajax 2-1 away the week before that, and we all know that Ajax are a little bit of a mess on and off the field at the moment. But a win away at Ajax, no matter the Ajax side, is never something to be scoffed at. 4-0 win at home before that against Fortuna Sittard. They are a side that very rarely concede goals, and more often than not, as you rightly say, mate, have the capability to go on and score a few in games as well. This is a game that I do believe, and I think I said this post-game as well, I think if we don't pick up that late win against Zrinski, I think Villa go out in the group stages. I really do. I think that win and putting us at level pegging, if we went into this game with 0 points, I think it just looks, the amount of pressure that would have been in this game, I think it is like doomed from the get-go. I really, like, if we go on to achieve kind of anything in this competition, I think that Zrinski game will be the thank God that happened, because this game could really go either way. We kind of mentioned that after that Zrinski game that this needs to be where Villa get a foothold in this competition, and that has to be our springboard, because we just mentioned Unai's incredible form in the league, and rightly so, but in the competitions, Villa have been left wanting in the FA Cup, the Carabao Cup, and in the Conference League. We haven't looked great in any of those competitions, really. And if Villa are going to go on and achieve and get anywhere close to the final of this competition, as the bookmakers would say that we will, we have to start playing a bit better, and it has to start here, mate.
No, it absolutely does, mate. It absolutely does. As you just mentioned then, their fantastic defensive record. They've only conceded 4 goals in the league so far this season, scored 25 in only 9 games as well. So this is going to be tough, man. This is going to be tough. And, we mentioned it on the sort of the review of the Zrinski pod, didn't we? You want to finish top. There is no way you want to come second in the group because you don't want to be matched up in a playoff round game, two-legged game against any of those teams that are dropping out of the Europa League. There's some absolutely huge names in there that you do not want to face. So it's important we go on and win this game. And I guess that leads me naturally into my next point, mate. Villa have to go full strength here, don't they?
Yeah, man. Yeah, we have to. This is it. It doesn't get any bigger than this. We have to kind of go and get points here. I think especially when we started to see that, I think at the weekend in the game, you started to see kind of players come off a little early and stuff like that. We started to see some substitutions that I think were with this game in mind. Zaniolo comes off, Diaby comes off and stuff like that. And so I think those guys were kind of protected. I think Leon Bailey is someone that I think could come in and make a start. So I think there will be changes in this game, but, I don't think it will be wholesale changes. Certainly not, mate. Because, we have to win this game. I don't want to kind of go on like a broken record, but when you look at kind of what's to come afterwards, obviously we have to play Alkmaar again, but we have to play Legia, who obviously beat us in game week 1, and then we have to go away to Zrinski. And you imagine that given how well they played at Villa Park when they're defending, their own place, and the kind of that atmosphere, no doubt will be fantastic. That's going to be a really difficult atmosphere to go and play in. So, yeah, Villa have to go and win here. And as you rightly say, mate, we have to put the big boys out.